Hello, welcome to the Squarebase Show. A immediate reaction to the incredible reveal that we have just seen at the Warhammer World Championships, or whatever the hell it's called.
Whatever the heck-a-doodle's happening in Atlanta, holy shit.
Yeah.
Nottingham was like, you know what, Atlanta, we can't let you have all the focus and attention of whoever's paying attention to it. No, we're gonna kick it back to the boys in Nottingham and blow the doors off this piece.
Boom.
What a reveal.
Boom.
Top to finish.
So
Warhammer fans, boys and girls, MBs everywhere. What a reveal. Just so nice and spicy.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, Games Workshop did just do a preview video, which me and Val had literally moments ago just watched. We're joined by the Twitch chat. Shout out to the Twitch chat. We've been watching this together. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go through all of the breakdown. But there's two things. We're going to talk about the Empire stuff. Empire book revealed. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about all the units. And that is very exciting. But we are also, don't forget, if you are Square-based, don't forget, we've been talking for a long time about the war between SDS, so that Specialist Design Studios, so Make the Old World, and Games Workshop Maine. And today, both of those, that story, that war, that friction has burned Val in half, okay? Right?
Unbelievable.
It's exactly like that page ripping by that absolute...
Stay tuned. I'm going to tee off on this one, Rob, so you stay tuned for that excitement.
Okay, so that's going to be that's going to be after a while. Okay, so let's dive straight in. Empire Man is united in war. So what we're getting is the Battalion and Arcane Journal. I'm going to read through. Val can tell me some more stuff. You can kickstart your very own army. The Battalion Box contains 61 miniatures, a whopping 30 state troops and 30 state missile troops, supported by a steam tank. The Empire's premise: smoke belching engine of war. This solid core force. 290 transfers also available in this box. How do you feel about this as a box?
That's, I mean, assuming we get some help for the state troops, that's a fabulous box. I mean, a steam tank in a box, that's really, really cool. I think that's a great model that everyone's going to want to have. And then certainly the missile troops are pretty fabulous. You're going to have crossbows and handgunners, and then maybe, they get some help from some regiments of renown, armies of infamy, and we get some use out of the actual just state troops.
Yes, I mean, the steam tank is wild to get that in the launch box, like not like, a cannon or something you can take a lot of, but immediately a high value item means buying this in multiples, not necessarily very encouraged.
I don't know about that. Like, I mean, 2 stanks. Double stank, nothing wrong. Like, that's a pretty classic Empire army. Although it is encouraging double stank, which is maybe not what they normally would do.
That's true.
Although the stank is 260, right?
Yeah. So you can only have one.
You can only have one. Ah.
Yeah.
Aha.
A problem. Right.
Just drop it to 250. Come on.
Come on. All right. So anyone with at least a bit interested in raising an army to support their city-state, or indeed city-state, would be remiss in not picking up the Arcane Journal Empire Man. This 48-page primer covers the Empire during the time period of the Warhammer the Old World, and includes rules for 2 armies of infamy: the city-state of Nuln and the knightly orders of the Empire, plus special characters, units, and magic to take into battle. As ever, it will be accompanied by a dice set and reference card pack, which contains all your most important rules. I'm going to ask you straight off the bat, Val, how do you feel about the art on the front cover?
I really like it. I've loved all of the covers. They're generally speaking sort of a, they tend to line up with another bad guy version of it. I'd have to look closely at, because these could be the poor defenders of Huln. What was the name of Hallam? Hallam. The poor beleaguered defenders of Hallam, perhaps, being shown off here. But yeah, no, I love these things. They've all been great.
They have been great. So the 2 different armies of infamy. So we're going to get Nuln. So I feel like we're going to get a very artillery and black powder heavy list.
And I'm surprised that it has actually been placed, and they're saying that it is Nuln, because it's specifically one of the states. Well, I guess cities. Nuln's in a state. Anyway, you know what I mean. Like, normally these are more. It would have been an artillery detachment or something if you're going along with some of the other ones. They're more generic usually. So that's cool. Maybe that telegraphs that, as we're hoping, maybe we do get to see the different cities and different states get represented by their own armies of infamy in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we're also going to get a Knightly Orders one, which is the rumor we have heard that it's going to be an all-cavalry Empire army is going to be available, which is very similar to what we've seen from Orcs and Goblins, all-cavalry, Warriors of Chaos, all-cavalry. So that's definitely like a theme that they're running around as well, which I think is cool. I also, FYI, love the art. I think it looks really good. Really good. So what's going to be available? Plastic kits. So we've got our old Empire Lord on our Hippogriff. Also, this is a dual kit. You can also build this, obviously, as a wizard on two-headed Hippogriff as well. Hippogriff?
It's Griffin? Just a very large Griffin.
Oh, okay.
It's hilarious. Later on, we're going to see the electric count on Griffin. This is like a third of the size of it. But I think they call this the Royal Griffin, I think.
Yes.
So it has a different stat line now, which is nice.
Yeah. And then we're getting a ton of Empire troops returning as well. Returning plastic.
I wonder if they melted Karl Franz off the sprue. I wonder, or if KF will be showing up.
Old Franzi.
Yeah, I wonder if they remastered this at all to remove references, because this particular model really referenced like the End Times era a lot. Like it had KF all over it, and it had literally Karl Franz with Galmaraz on him.
Yes, he did. And also currently one of the dual kits available between AOS and the old world, but I assume it's going away in AOS when we get the Cities book.
Certainly.
Almost certainly. Some Empire State troops. If you love doing some two-tone colors, then these are great fun. And there's a ton of these as well. Flagellants are back.
So we got 15. So you're getting 30 in a box for the state troops.
Yeah, you're getting loads of guys. You're getting some halberdiers. You are getting some bowmen. And you're getting some militia. I'm so excited about the militia.
Shout out to the Flagellants. Love those guys. They're just really wonderful models. And then the poor. I'm blanking on their names. The great weapon guys.
Oh, great swords.
Great swords. What are the great weapon guys called? Oh, the great swords. Yes.
The guys with the great swords. What are they called?
The Archer kit. Super underrated kit. Love the Archer kit. Much. I
like the Archer kit. I like the Archer kit a lot. I actually like the militia kit. I think the militia kit's very fun.
This is the Mordheim kit. So somewhere there's someone who paid $400 for 10 of these guys, so they could play Mordheim authentically. Just weeping tears right now because how many are they giving you? I feel like when you buy this box, they just stuff a few more sprues in your pocket as you leave.
Yeah,
look at this.
Yeah, it's like 40 guys, I think. It's a lot of guys. Then we're getting all of the old artillery back. So you're getting the mortar, the cannon, Hellstorm rocket battery.
You're getting 2 of each in each box, by the way.
2 of each in each box?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, 100% you are.
This is a bargain.
Old World. You can't afford not to play Old World, Rob.
Thank you. And then we've got a bunch of knights. So we've got the knights. I think those are the Knights of the Sun, or that's just the regular. Oh, the Panther ones. But is that not just the regular knight kit, or am I wrong on that?
You might be absolutely correct.
I think it's the regular kit.
I can't remember if it has alternative heads that have the Panthers, and there are ones that are just the feathers. That might be what's up. Like they might, because you also have the hammers in there too. You have the Knights of the White Wolf or whatever.
Yeah, it's the normal knight kit. Okay, that's fun.
Yes,
then we're getting Pistoliers and Outriders are back. Demigriff Knights. This is very fun because this might mean a return. Like I think Demigriff Knights are good, so we might see more of them in the meta. Very difficult to get hold of though. They're
very good, and only 3.
Yes,
like that's interesting. So I'm like, what I'm seeing here is you're going to get a dozen knights versus 3 demigriffs for the same box price. That's cool. And then just love one of my favorites. Love
the War Altar.
The War Altar. Great tragedy of the End Times was the fact that they kept selling the Luminarchs and the Hurricaneums, and they got rid of the War Altar. I love this thing. It's so nice.
It's very cool. It's very, very cool. And a cool mount for a character as well. And then the steam tank, but you're already going to have enough steam tanks out there because everyone's got that box, which is fun. But now we're going into Forge World Resin minis. And I got to tell you, as an OG, and Val will be able to tell you, an OG Forge World stan, I had almost all of these and I loved them to pieces. So you've got some absolutely stunning kits coming out. Some good halberd, like a good BSB. You've got a cool captain. You've got a really, really fun like war priest. I think he is, not a mage. I think
he's just I don't. He's not a mage. He's definitely at least a war priest, but he looks like a flagellant. So I'm not sure what he does. I don't even remember him from Tamarcon. Maybe he's just a war priest, but in flagellant style. I don't know. He looks like he should be a flagellant character. Perhaps we'll get rules for one. Who knows? I'm
very excited about the return, but this is, I think, going to get a lot of people excited.
Can I just say one thing before we move on? I think conspicuously absent Forge World shit here. Like there's that hero on the Demigriff. Is that Leopold?
Leopold.
So yeah, like that guy, I would have thought you'd see him because Grandmaster on a Demigriff is a thing. So that was really surprising to me. That's the one that's coming to mind. So I'll stop. Oh, and no Manon's Blades, which I swear up and down were going to happen. They're not here. So big whiff on that one, Val.
Yeah,
and no Ironsides because they're focusing on Nuln. That's a bit weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Very weird. But the return of the War Wagon, which we have been talking about a lot on this show, we did call it. So 100% win rate as always for Square Based. And its horses have been updated with completely new sculpts. So the horses are new sculpts. Wait, hold on. Remastered War Wagon. This kit has had a very rivet and bolt resculpted for greater definition. Its horses have been updated with completely new sculpts.
So the completely new sculpts, Rob, I think if we scrolled up to the War Altar, just take a quick scroll. Just take a quick scroll and have a quick look at the War Altar horses. And are those basically the same horses? I think they're basically the same horses.
Oh my God,
have slightly different things.
You're right. They're the same horse. Okay.
They're not. They have actually been slightly differently sculpted. So it's got like a saddlebag on it, and like they took the comet thing out. There's no like there's definitely some small differences. So yes, this is but they literally just took that CAD horse and then made a resin sculpt from it. Anyway.
Perfect. But how do you feel about the release of just the War Wagon on the table? Is going to look great.
War Wagon's dope. Like I said, and it fits. Like the War Wagon is where the aesthetic of the War Altar and the Luminarch and the Hurricanum came from, and then the War Altar went out. Then the War Wagon went away. So I love that it's back. I think it's super silly and awesome, and I like that it's in resin. It's a substantial model. It's not small. Like it'll actually have some gravitas on the table. I'm really curious to see what it does.
Me too. Especially because it's got such a, there's a guy with a blunderbuss, there's a Hockland long rifle. There's a lot of weapons on it, but it's kind of like a mixed bag.
It's eclectic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if there's variants for it. It'd be cool if there's some variants because in Total War, they have ones that have mortars and shit in them.
That would be cool. That'd be cool. Metal Miniatures, this is normally where we get into Rob's Not That Happy section. So we're going to get the Witch Hunter, a gaggle of warrior priests of Ulrich, and a trio of engineers on foot. So you'll have to let us know in the comments below which one of these you're excited about. The war priests, I kind of like the war priests actually. So we start to get to the Wulfric stuff. Getting a bit yikesy, I'm going to say.
The Tüdingen Guard are a definite fan favorite. This is from the original Storm of Chaos sort of mini campaign that the basically End Times 1.0. These guys are from Middenheim. So that will be, you'll be able to actually field those guys again. I assume there'll be rules for them in the book. And I really, really like this era of sculpting that these warrior priests and a lot of these characters are coming from is, I think, a really great one. For GW, the Griffon banner, that BSB on the and the Witch Hunter, two beautiful models. Griffon banner, super popular. Used to only be able to buy it in the little box, the battle box or whatever. So yeah, I am very curious to see if they support this with even more. The Imperial Ogres is such an ancient Citadel model. It might even not even be Citadel. So that's interesting. I'll be curious to see if there's more ogre rules, because we already have the Badland ogres that are a mercenary option. And I'm also curious to know if there's more, because it is weird that.
Oh, well, hold on, don't worry. There's a bit at the bottom, but we'll get there. Let's get there.
Oh, okay.
So then we've got also our hunters, which is super fun.
Hunters.
Yeah, we got these are hunters, right? Are they not? They're engineers. Sorry, the engineer kit, which is along.
Yeah.
We got a big selection of little knight heroes, and then who is this? Who is the unit with the banner? Again, the Wolfric guys.
The Tüdingen Guard. They're Middenheimers. And it is cool that the army. So like Middenheim is not being like the Knights of the White Wolf, I believe, are the alternate like army weapon combo for the cavalry. And so yeah, he's there. So the actual model is there. I wish they updated their horses here a bit, but anyway, doesn't matter. These are some classic ancient sculpts on these the Grandmasters for sure.
I honestly think some elements of the re-release are just the Specialist Design Studio guys wanting to get more copies of these models for themselves personally. Like, absolutely. I feel that they do a whip around in the office. They're like, yo, Empire's coming. Anyone remember anything that they wanted from the past? We'll get it for you. Then we got the Badland Ogre guy, right? Which is super exciting. Some of this is very cool. I'd love to see the updated Wolfric stuff in the far future. I think that'd be really fun. It does say later. Go on.
Oh, sorry. The no, I was just gonna say the Tüdingen Guard and the White Wolf guys. Like those are all things that you can run kits of. And right now, this is also interesting. Is there's the War Altar of Sigmar model has like an alternate. Doesn't it have like an alternate? It had there's like an altar of Ulrich that doesn't have a model or anything that remotely that would look like it, right? You'd have to completely kit bash it yourself. So it's cool that there's other Ulrich things, and there's like an Ulrich priest in the Grand Army. I'm pretty sure
there is.
So they are setting it up so that you could do Ulrich themed instead of Sigmar themed, which is really cool, and supporting it with some of their older stuff.
I think that would be a great idea. And also to let Val still be right, still a chance of being 100% no miss on the square base. As usual, this will arrive in several waves of releases. What's more, we've got more to come from the Empire of Man, including some brand new characters and miniatures, and another substantial made-to-order release winging its way in from the early days of Warhammer Fantasy Battles. Stay tuned for Warhammer Community for a lot more. So, more to come. Birdmen on the way.
Birdmen of Katraza. Yeah, we could see some Dogs of War coming that way. There'd be a lot of horny dudes buying up some Birdmen of Katraza.
You think there'd be some people buying some Birdmen of Katraza?
Yes, and then receiving them 9 months later and going, "What the hell are these?" Okay. I know Rob's got some hot content that he needs to whip up on a number of channels, because this has been an overwhelming preview, guys. Crazy preview. Just hats off, I think. But I think I would really love to see the real Warhammer: The Old World reveal that happened today, Rob.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's okay. We could take a moment. I'm excited about the Empire release. Yeah.
Sure. Good.
I think that's really I am. There's loads of kits in there that are classics to me, and I'm excited about seeing what the new sculpts are in the future. Empire fans, you think going to be super excited? And how do you feel about those two different types of army? Good, bad?
I think I'm seeing actually sort of three things popping up, because obviously they got the Cav, but they're saying there's different rules for the different knightly orders, which is awesome. That's a big time throwback to, like I always say, it's 6th and 7th edition, but I'm pretty sure it was. I think actually that Storm of Chaos was that they had different rules for the different orders. And I love that. So then now you'll be able to theme it towards Ulrich. You'll be able to theme it towards Nuln, or to one of the other knightly orders, or a grand army of your choosing. I think that's really phenomenal. It was cool if you look at the Empire Engineers at the bottom in the metal section. They're actually painted up in Nuln's colors, which is neat. So overall, I think it's really good. Empire, obviously, right now, just from how the rules actually work on the table, bit underwhelming, and the way they tend to get built doesn't really look like that state troop heavy sort of crazy Sigmarian priests wailing away in different places army necessarily that you want to have. That sort of combined arms style is kind of hard to pull off right now, / just not possible. So I really hope that with these Armies of Infamy, we at least get some versions of Empire that are more interesting, and then maybe with a rebalance that maybe comes out in January as well, maybe we get some help that will make sort of, your bog standard Empire dude maybe a little more interesting and worthwhile to put on the table. That's it.
Okay. So what Val wants to talk about here, and I think it's super fair, is the release. So the HCMA also got a release, right?
They sure did. They got a couple.
They got a couple of releases, but the one that we're going to focus on specifically is this launch box for Gitmob. So this is going to be subsumed into the Gloomspite Gits release.
Gloomspite Gits, of course, would be in AOS where the Night Goblins went to. They became Gloomspite, so very much still maintaining a lot of those awesome Night Goblin things, like loving mushrooms, living in mountains and caves in the darkness, not necessarily out in the light of day, ripping around on giant wolves and sick chariots. And just want to maybe actually, I'm not looking at us. I got to look at us. Oh, there we go. So we scrolled all the way down because it came with a character here. And as we all know, one of the 2 characters released, there's Ogdras, the troll whisperer that was released for the Orcs and Goblin tribes. And then we also had Kiknik, a nomadic goblin on gigantic wolf. And I cannot tell you, Rob, how much I believe that these models were stolen from the cradle of Old World some years ago and reassigned over to Gloomspite because they're fancy and new. And I felt this way when I saw the Underworld's version of this. And they had Wolf Riders too that came out for AOS at some point, I believe.
They've released 1 unit of Gitmob, which is a very weird release. Happened a couple of years ago. So super, super strange. And then we were like, why the hell would this come out? This is obviously like not anything to do with the theme. And even Gitmob being included in AOS, I'm going to talk about this on the AOS show, but as an Old World person, this is super out of... As an AOS person who knows what I'm talking about, this is incredibly out of sync with where Gloomspite Gits and what Gloomspite Gits are about. This feels like a completely separate range. It's cool that it's in there, but it's also super weird that it's not where it clearly was meant to be. I don't know if you've got like the narrative for like Kiknik, but it's like absolutely... crazy.
I was looking at it. I think to me, there's just zero. There can be no doubt that this is Kiknik Toofsnatcha, and that it was intended to be Kiknik Toofsnatcha at some point. I don't know. I like. There's nothing here that to me is like particularly AOS coded, this just feels like it was robbed. Champa, his wolf, is obviously a big mean wolf. Checkbox there. He's a nomadic. Kiknik is a nomadic goblin war boss. We have obviously steppe goblin vibes going on all over here. I think one thing though is like the Skull Smasher, which is the name of Kiknik's weapon, has 2 profiles. One is a hammer or a blunt side. The other one is a pick, a sharp side. I don't know. That kind of looks like what this character is holding in his right hand. So I guess one way to look at this is I don't know if originally the idea was that it was a combined model range. Or if it was meant to be 2 separate model ranges, but I suspect what it was supposed to be is that you can take the rebuilt stuff from AOS and you can take the re-released stuff from what they had to do with Old World for the models that weren't refreshed, and you could just pull from either side. And I think you see the influence of that, especially in the legacy factions, where you see the Spoilpox Scrivener is referenced as a herald in the Demons book. You see situations where there are models that didn't exist in fantasy that were in the books because I think they were supposed to be used together. So maybe this isn't that AOS stole these these weren't reappropriated from AOS, but I think that certainly the Orcs and Goblin Tribes Arcane Journal was written with this model in mind and with some of these models in mind.
Yeah, and everyone in the chat right now is giving me some great deep lore, which is fun. Like as an example, Gloomspike Gits in the current Age of Sigmar lore hate the sun and love the moon. So it makes sense that a guy with a sun literally emblazoned on. But then, in addition, if you are an old world fan, you are eating incredibly well. You're about to get one of the greatest sculpts. Like, this is a stunning sculpt that you can use in your old world army. And then a bunch of other great stuff. There's some amazing Wolf Riders that look super good. Are they going to be tough to get on and rank them up? Absolutely.
So the thing is, because I don't believe Wolf Riders moved off of 25 millimeters. And here's an example, though, of something that, maybe this would have been an AOS only thing. Because they're dual riders on these, so this is just definitely a different thing. But they have regular Wolf Riders in AOS, which really they're common goblins. Like, they looked like they should have been a fantasy release, and I've said that in the past. This Goblin Wolf Chariot, almost certainly is scaled correctly to fit on a 50 by 100. I would say, just eyeballing this right now. I can't wait to own one. I will immediately put it on the correct size rectangle.
This is great as well because, listen, all love to the people who love the current or the old Wolf Chariot, but this is leagues better and more impressive as a sculpt. And the fact that you can start having old world armies that use stuff like this is going to be really good looking.
Dude, and I just want to say, too, that this model is incredibly influenced by the original Goblin Wolf Chariot, which is one of the few dynamically posed chariots that exist in old Warhammer. What they've added, though, is wolves that are actually running. Big aesthetic improvement. You could just say, I've actually literally 3D printed new wolves that are running and put them on my old Goblin Wolf Chariots. They look fantastic. But this is just so beautiful. Like, this is a gorgeous model, dynamic as hell. Very pleased. And yes, those wolves are way bigger, no doubt about it.
Yeah, truly incredible. And then we're going to quickly skip down. The Gloomspike Gits book, which again is very much about the moon, has now got a sun on the front of it. Yeah, sure. But we'll skip that because then we've also got an incredible Doom Diver, which is just wild, with the guy sticking on his the next goblin putting his cape on as he's ready to launch. There's also a Snotling. If I've got this, because these are goblins, but we have a little runt guy operating the machine on the top of the left.
Oh, right? Nice. Yeah. That's sweet. This is, and I'd be interested to look at that animal too. Like if it's just like a,
it's like a it looks like
Rhinox
not Rhinox of some sort.
But that's very cool. I did say that this one does. Just the way the metal's really spiky and flowing and stuff like that. This one does feel a little more AOS-y to me, but that Kiknik just blows my mind. And I also love that there's two versions of this. So there's one that's where he's been shot out of the Doom Diver, and there's also one where he's getting ready to be shot out of the Doom Diver.
Yeah. That's really sweet. That's really good as well. Yeah, I like the greased up ramp. That's very fun.
That's a throwback to the original model for sure. Yeah.
And then there is, I think, another chariot, but with a boss on this time, which I'm like, goodness. There's a chariot with a boss on, so a different Wolf Rider chariot this time. So this is a wheeler chariot or whatever the hell it is. And then, so a boss on a chariot, which obviously is very old world coded. And then you have a shaman on a chariot. Yeah. Also very old world coded as well.
Just fabulous.
Yeah, insane. Shaman on a chariot. Yeah, this is old world. These are all meant to be in old world. But what's cool is you can use them in old world, and that's great. Yeah, I'd say.
Of course you can. I mean, we just went through the Empire thing, and I think this is genuinely a point that doesn't get made enough. You get double to triple the amount of models out of the plastic kits in old world than you do out of AOS and 40K. Mm-hmm. It's actual literal dudes, if that matters to you, and I assume it would. If you like the sculpts just fine, that's great. I just love how these are just so evocative, man, and they just do so much for me, and I love them, and they're just knocked out of the park, and I will be definitely making my Kiknik that guy. I will be buying this entire box for Kiknik and those chariots for sure.
Yeah. And with that, also more Empire stuff coming up, which is very, very exciting. Loads of sick Empire models on order. Some metal ones are a bit iffy, but like new ways to play Empire, super exciting. Very exciting having new ways to play Empire. It's going to open up one of the very few like low represented armies because it's not very good. It definitely needs a glow up rules wise to get more people wanting and excited to play it on the tabletop. So I'm really hopeful for that. And actually, it's really nice off the back of all of the other Arcane journals. I think that they understand how to make glow these armies up. I really do. I really think there's going to be some options for Empire here, which I think is very, very like that's going to be really rewarding because I think Empire is a big deal to a lot of people. I think it's going to be a really important army release. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah,
and I think they have a rebalance coming. I think that's happening. Like so that they've definitely talked about it. You know, they've been up with FAQs, all that kind of stuff. We could see. I think all bets are off for how far they go with tweaking the rules, trying to rebalance, trying to give life into these things. So that plus the rules in this book that's a great opportunity to really give Empire some life. Because man, what a popular faction! You want Empire to be at least exciting, at least a fair army. Like Orcs and Goblins, totally fair army. Like even though they're not the maybe the tip top of the iceberg, they're still fun. You know, like they're still great and they're in every fight. So, you know, getting Empire to a tier like that would just be so great for the game and for me personally, because I have a butt ton of it and I absolutely love the Empire. So, yeah, give me reasons to expand my collection.
Let us know in the comments below what you think about all these releases. Let us know how you feel about it. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you're going to collect. Let us know if you're excited, if you're let down, or what you think's missing. Like I'm still waiting for the land ship. Fingers crossed. If you could put the steam tank in the launch box, you can give me a land ship. But we'll see. Land ship, Birdmen. There's so many options.
Birdmen, sure, but no Null Ironsides? That's wild. Like there's a Nulns in this.
My friend, if we get Ironsides and Birdmen, think about the world we're going to be living in.
That'd be too much. People wouldn't be able to handle it. Although, actually, I think I do know exactly why. Because and I'm just putting this together now. Ironsides and Manon's Blades were based on the previous plastic kit.
They were, which is out now.
No, this is the state troops. This is the second round of plastic kits for state troops, and the Null and Manon's Blades were built on whatever they were before that.
I put them together,
and I have those models.
Oh. Either way, let us know who's right in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in. Stay square.
Actually, you know what, Rob? Before we sign off, You're right. For the Null Ironsides, you're absolutely right.
It's 100% can't miss day. Rob, let's go. Yeah,
I'm the worst. I'm the absolute worst. Guys, I'm sorry for every time I've talked over Rob, including right now when he's trying to leave and go do other things because he's got lots of things to do, and I love him so much. Thank you for watching.
Stay square based, and loads of love to the Empire fans. See you soon. Bye.